for the first question, okay, it says that write down prime numbers between 20 and 30. So among all these numbers, there's 23 and 29, which is the prime numbers, okay, within the given range. So you can just write either one of them as the answer. But for question 2, for this one, all you need to do is to count how many times you need to shift it to make it 3.87. So it's actually 5 times, so 3.87 times 10 to the power of -5. Okay, so question 3, recurring decimals as a fraction. So x equals to 0.636363, etc. 100x equals to 63.6363, etc. So just take 100x minus x equals to 63. So x equals to 63 over 99 equals to 7 over 11. Question 4. Okay, simply substitute the x and y value into the equation given. Then you will get 66 as the final results. Question 5. First thing you need to identify is that QAC equals to ACB, okay, because of the zero or alternate angle. And then the next one is that ACB equals to ABC. Okay, so for you to get x, simply take 180 minus 43 minus 43, which is 94. Question 6. Okay, calculate the area of a circle with a radius of 5.1. So pi times 5.1 squared equals to 81.71. For you to get AC's length, simply take AB squared plus BC squared, then square root them. Then you will get 4.8. Question 8, pretty straightforward. Simply multiply 6 into 2y and -3 and multiply -5 into y and +1. So your final answer will actually be 7y minus 23. Okay, as for the next question, okay, I first shift the 1 over 27 to the other side. Then I get 3 to the power of -q equals to 2187. Okay, when it reaches this phase, you have two options, either to use logarithm or the one that I showed at the right hand side. So 3 is the base of the log, then the value inside will actually be 2187. So you will get 7 equals to -q, q equals to -7. Question 10, pretty straightforward. Just copy down what your calculator showed, then correct it into 4 decimals. So the fourth number will actually be 3. Then by checking the numbers at the back, which is 1. So since it's less than 5, then you're not required to round it up. Question 11 is indices topic. Okay, pretty straightforward. You can just refer to what I did and land to the answer of 4/7. Whereby for question 12, okay, simply shift the 8n to the left hand side, so you get negative 5n more than 22. Then in order for you to get rid of the negative, simply change the inequalities. So n is now 5n is now less than negative 22, so n is less than negative 4.4. Question 13, okay, change the 3/4 into 7/4, multiply it by 6/35, then you will get 3/10 as the final answer. Whereby for question 14, okay, simply use sine rule to find this question. Okay, so your answer should be 19.27 degrees. Question 15, directly proportional. So the formula goes by y equals to k bracket x minus 1 squared. Okay, then you substitute the x and y value in to identify the k, which is 1/4 in our case. So y equals to 1/4 bracket x minus 1 squared. So substitute 7 into the equation, then you will get y equals to 9. Question 16. Okay, on the grid, draw the image of shape R after the transformation. Okay, so it is a anti-clockwise 90 degree from the point of origin. So you can refer to my drawings to get the answer. Question 17. For you to find the total distance, okay, all you need to do is to identify the area of the shape given above. So I have basically break it down into two parts. Okay, part 1 consists of triangle, square, and another triangle. Whereby for part 2, it's actually a triangle and a trapezium. So you can use either one of it, and you will get the same result of 2,200 meters. whereby for you to find the average speed, all you need to do is take the distance divided by the time. So in our case, it's 2200 divided by 130 seconds. So it is 16.9 meter per second. Question 18. The keyword in the question is 120 students, and for you to find the interquartile range, just take 120 times 75% and 120 times 25%, which is 90 and 30 respectively. So from the graph, you mark it down, then you will get 30 minus 20 equals to 10 as the answer. Whereby for part B, okay, more than 15 minutes. So from 15 minutes mark, you draw it up, then you will actually land at 116. So 120 minus 116, then you will get 4 as the answer. Whereby for question 19, this is actually a cosine rule. Okay, so simply key in the variables, then you will get the answer as 46.18. Whereby for question 20, okay, first I identify the total pen, which is 15. So 8 over 15 is the probability that the pen is green. The next question, calculate the probability that at least one orange pen is chosen. So I use just 1 minus both pen is black. So 7 over 15, 1 minus 7 over 15 times 6 over 15. So the results will actually be 61 over 75. Question 21. It is slightly complicated. So first of all, I identify that the straight line over there, which is y, more than equals to 1.5. So this one is pretty straightforward. You should be able to identify it. For the next one, I'm required to find out which line is representing the y less than equals to x plus 1. So after I run the calculation, I identify that the top left corner, okay, the upward sloping line is actually y equals to x plus 1. Then I move on to the next line. Okay, so I've chosen 2 points, which is 4, 3 and 0, 0. Okay, and I identified their gradient, which is 3 over 4. So I construct the equation immediately because the y-intercept is actually 0. So the equation will goes by y equals to 3 over 4 x. Okay, however, to fulfill the region requirement, so it will be y more than equals to 3 over 4 x. Lastly, repeat the same thing for the last line. Okay, I chosen the 2 points, which is 6, 0 and 4, 1. So I run the gradient formula, and I will get negative 1 over 2. Substitute it into the m. Then I chose one of the random point, which is 6 and 0, into the equation to identify c. So c in our case is 3, so the formulas will goes by y equals to negative 1 over 2x plus 3. Okay, and for us to fulfill the region requirement, the inequalities will goes by y less than 1 over 2x plus 3. Question 22, pretty straightforward. It is just a function. Okay, so I won't include any voiceover for this particular part. You can just ask me any question if you happen to be stuck on this question 22. Question 23, mode. So the numbers of cinema visit with most frequency is number 4. So calculate the mean. So just take the numbers of cinema visit multiplied by its frequency, divide by 40 to get the answer of 3.2. Okay. For part B, sector angle for people who visit the cinema 5 times. So it is 3 over 40 times 360, because for a circle the total angle is 360. So you get 27 degrees if you were to draw a pie chart with the frequency given. Question 24a. Okay, so 2 points has been given. So I actually draw out a graph for you to have a better visual illustration. So I form a right angle triangle with it. So the bottom value will actually be 1 and the height will actually be 5. So with that being said, you can now use this information, which is the opposite and adjacent. So it's representing tangent. So tangent inverse of it is 78.7. Whereby for part B, okay, the gradient here will actually be 3. Okay, so keyword is perpendicular line. So gradient of the original line multiplied by gradient of the perpendicular line, it will be equivalent to -1. So the gradient of the perpendicular line will actually be -1/3 after the rearrangement. So y equals to -1/3x plus c. So for you to identify c, simply substitute the coordinate given 6, 10 into it. Then you will get c as 12. So y's equation will goes by y equals to 1/3x plus 12 as the final answer. So thank you for watching. I hope you find this video helpful. Okay, if you like our video, feel free to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. And if you have friends that's struggling on solving all this kind of papers, feel free to share our channel to them. Thank you.